It's my great honor to present for induction Martin. They called him Silent Joe because Joe Martin, Blair County's first Major League Baseball player, never, ever argued with an umpire, not as an amateur, not as a member of the Washington Senators, nor later as a member of the old St. Louis Browns. Joe Martin was a native of Hollidaysburg and began his baseball career in earnest before the turn of the century, playing with New Bedford of the Massachusetts League way back in 1898. He moved back home to central Pennsylvania when the Spanish-American War severely curtailed minor league baseball in this country. He played on a number of pickup teams around Altoona for a few years until a scout for the Washington Senators, first in war, first in politics, last in the American League, discovered him in 1902, and they signed him to a Washington Senator contract. Mr. Martin played 35 games with the Senators before being traded that year to St. Louis, playing 44 more games with the old Browns that same 1903 season. He played first base, second base, and some outfield and compiled a combined batting average of .219 with 10 doubles, 9 triples, and 14 runs batted in. Unfortunately, his major league career and his baseball career in general was shortened due to an injury which resulted in a severe loss of hearing. After hanging up his spikes, he opened a feed store on Green Avenue, which is only fitting since ball players in those days made mere chicken feed. But although Mr. Martin was out of the major leagues, he was never out of baseball. He continued to coach the neighborhood kids around his Crawford Avenue home, and there were plenty of kids, including 5 of his own. In that neighborhood, certainly in his family, until his death in 1964, Joe Martin was a Blair County baseball treasure, and we want to ensure that he remains such a treasure forever. And so, with distinction and pride, it is my honor and privilege to present Mr. Joe Martin for induction into the Blair County Sports Hall of Fame, and here to accept is his daughter, Mary Grace Langeth. Mrs. Langeth.